Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Natasha Kirchak here with ILTV's morning briefing.
The Israeli government has just released new restrictions amid the spread of the disease to keep more Israelis at home, which we will get to shortly. And Israeli Economy Minister Eli Cohen says that Israel is still considering the possibility of a full lockdown to further slow the spread of the disease. As cases of the coronavirus grow in Israel, the IDF Homefront Command says that there are plans to convert several hotels across the country into quarantine facilities for coronavirus carriers who are exhibiting only light symptoms. Tel Aviv's Dan Panorama Hotel and Jerusalem's Dan Hotel are among the facilities that will be used to help relieve some of the burden on Israel's hospitals. The Foreign Ministry is also on a mission to bring back hundreds of Israelis who have been stranded in Peru as countries in South America begin to close their borders to try to stem the spread of the coronavirus. El Al Airline will help pick up and return these young Israelis home. And in the meantime, Israel is preparing for upcoming major national events. The country's Memorial Day and Independence Day ceremonies will be taking place without audiences, and smaller events will be canceled outright to preserve public health. All businesses with more than 10 people in Israel have been ordered to curb their in-office staff by 70%, whether or not that means putting workers on unpaid leave, creating shifts, or making employees work from home. The public sector will continue functioning, but 80% of staff will be on leave. Workers who are placed on leave will receive so-called improved unemployment benefits. Now, instead of having to have been employed for at least a year to be eligible for unemployment benefits, those who have only been employed for 6 months are now eligible for the benefits. The cost of unemployment benefits is expected to amount to around $1 billion per month to the Israeli government. Finance Minister Moshe Kahlon has also announced that Israel will be distributing grants of up to 6,000 shekels for freelance workers and small businesses that are taking a hit. An additional $1.3 billion will also be injected into the Israeli economy to help bolster growth. Global markets and the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange plummeted on Monday, with the TA35 index dropping by 4.33% and falling a total of 26.31% since the start of the year. Israel's GDP is expected to drop by $6.6 billion following these latest restrictions surrounding the coronavirus outbreak. And Israel's economy is estimated to drop by 3%, bringing economic growth to a standstill. The 23rd Israeli Knesset has officially been sworn in. 40 back-to-back groups of 3 lawmakers at a time took their oaths of office at the Knesset's main hall on Monday, and Blue and White Chair Benny Gantz is now looking to the members of this new body to form a coalition. But who's in this new government, and how different is it from the 21st and 22nd Knessets, which both formed and disbanded in just the past 11 months? Well, 112 of the 120 Knesset members from the last election will continue to serve, and it includes 30 women, up from 28 after the vote in September. As for who will join the coalition, well, Benny Gantz has been officially tapped by President Reuven Rivlin to be the first to try and form a new government, and he's already reportedly received the support of the Labor Gesher Meretz party and the Israel Beitenu party under Avigdor Lieberman. The joint list, meanwhile, will give support for the formation of a government from the outside, meaning we would have a coalition of less than the 61-seat majority that's reliant on the support of the majority Arab joint list faction, which is not supported by all the new MKs in the left. Well, Blue and White number 2 Yair Lapid explains that this is the only option, accusing Prime Minister Netanyahu of not being serious about forming a unity government under Blue and White's leadership. Also, Lapid says that contrary to concerns, the joint list would only be needed once to form the coalition, after which they would not hold any power over the government. Still, critics argue that that's simply not true, and with the right-wing and religious bloc refusing to deal with Gantz independent of Netanyahu, it's highly likely that the Knesset will pass a vote of no confidence, throwing us back into 4th elections anyhow. In fact, the Prime Minister's Likud party is reportedly already preparing for that eventuality.
That's all for now. I'm Natasha Kirchak, and see you later with our main daily broadcast.